Love or fear? Have you ever wondered if what you call love is really fear of being alone? If the urge to be with someone is a clever costume hiding an inner emptiness? If romance sometimes becomes the neatest way to avoid meeting yourself? Notice how quickly longing appears when silence enters the room. Ask if that longing seeks truth or simply relief. This is not an attack on love. It's a question about its motives. Fear wears perfumes: security, validation, predictability, belonging. It whispers, "Don't be alone," and we call the whisper destiny. But destiny that trembles before solitude is only habit in disguise. What you refuse to face within returns disguised as a partner. Run a quiet audit of your recent choices. No judgment, only honesty. Did you move towards someone, or away from your own discomfort? Did attention feel like oxygen because your self-worth was thin? Did you rename compliance as maturity to keep the peace? If yes, fear, not love, was likely driving the car. Love begins where need loosens its grip and truth can breathe. It asks for presence, not disappearance, for courage, not rescue. Solitude is the proving ground where that courage is born. Face the room inside you before you invite anyone in. Then choose connection, never as escape, always as choice. Fusion versus individuation. Individuation is Jung's name for becoming a whole, distinct self. Fusion is the quiet collapse of that self into the relationship. Adaptation is healthy, erasure is not. The border is intention. If love requires you to dim to be kept, it isn't love. Wholeness means you can stand alone and choose connection. Red flags of fusion are subtle but relentless over time. You read the partner's mood before you read your own. Yes comes faster than your authentic preference. Solitude feels suspicious. Privacy feels like betrayal. Dreams shrink to fit the container of us. Differentiation is the antidote. Two full selves in dialogue. Boundaries protect aliveness, not distance affection. Love witnesses. It doesn't own, edit, or confine. Closeness grows when separateness is respected. We before me, but never instead of me. Practice moving from fusion to individuation with intention. Schedule non-negotiable daily solitude and creative work. Do a shadow check before every complaint or demand. Speak in I statements. Renegotiate, don't silently conform. Litmus test. Can I disappoint and still remain loving and whole? The cultural script and the persona. The culture hands us a pre-written script: pair up, merge, and stay. It flatters compliance by calling it maturity and safety. Soon you're acting a role instead of being a person. That role is the persona, adaptive at first, then adhesive. It keeps the peace outside while your inside grows quiet. Micro-compromises accumulate like dust on a mirror. You skip a practice, soften an edge, swallow a dream. Just this once becomes your new spiritual calendar. The mask fits so well you forget where your face begins. Harmony remains, but aliveness fades by degrees. Persona is not the enemy. Unconscious persona is. Healthy adaptation flexes. False self calcifies. Ask, who benefits when I disappear a little? If the answer is approval, you are bartering essence. Love cannot grow where self-respect is on sale. Rehearse authenticity in small recoverable risks. Say a clean no. Tell a precise yes. Protect the hour. Keep a weekly mask audit. Roles I wore, costs I paid. Return to solitude to rinse performance from the soul. Then meet the world unmasked, not to rebel, but to be. Projection and the shadow in romance. In romance, we often meet our own shadow wearing another's face. Projection hangs disowned traits on the partner like ornaments. Not just flaws, also strength, tenderness, ambition, rage. Idealization is the bright projection. Devaluation is the dark one. Both keep you from seeing the person or yourself clearly. As children, we learned which qualities earned approval. The rest we exiled, then searched for in lovers. The perfect match is often a perfect projection fit. Soon you chase what you disowned and resent its mirror. Intimacy collapses into managing your own reflection. How to spot it? Speed, intensity, and absolutes always or never. You script the other instead of listening to who they are. You feel unusually righteous or unusually ashamed. Your body tightens around one trait you can't tolerate. Feedback lands like an attack on your identity. Practice. Pause. Name the trait. Own its place in you. Journal the envy, fear, or longing until it becomes usable energy. Tell the partner, I was projecting X, I'm reclaiming it. Act from ownership. Set a boundary or grow the capacity. Love becomes two adults meeting. No rescuers, no ghosts. Solitude and loneliness. Loneliness is the ache of absence. Solitude is the presence of self. Loneliness says, no one is here for me. Solitude says, I am here. Loneliness feels accidental. Solitude is chosen and crafted. It is not withdrawal, but a homecoming to what's true. The inner room where performance ends and noticing begins. Solitude stabilizes the nervous system and clarifies attention. Ideas rethread when interruptions stop demanding tribute. Desire sorts itself. Impulse fades, essentials remain. 10 quiet minutes daily beat rare dramatic retreats. No screens, no roles, just breath, body, and unhurried thought. Build it like training, not a mood. Small, non-negotiable doses. A daily micro-vigil, a weekly longer block, a monthly mini-retreat. Protect the door. Boundaries stated up front, not apologized for. Expect FOMO and soothe it. This is medicine, not punishment. Tell loved ones what solitude gives back to the relationship. Litmus tests for real solitude. Clarity after, not collapse. A kinder inner voice. Fewer compulsions to be seen. Spontaneous honesty replaces performative harmony. You return with something to offer, not to demand. Alone you gathered wholeness. Now you can choose to share it. Dependence versus intimacy. Dependence ties your worth to belonging. Intimacy lets worth arrive with you. Dependence demands constant soothing. Intimacy welcomes self-regulation. Dependence confuses intensity with closeness. Intimacy prefers clarity. Dependence fears difference. Intimacy is curious about it. Her beautiful cage is still a cage. Gold doesn't change the bars. Signals of dependence are subtle until they aren't. You need reassurance before you can think or act. Boundaries feel like rejection rather than information. Decisions drift from what's true to what keeps them. I evaporates into we whenever fear enters the room. Intimacy, by contrast, is two whole selves meeting. It asks for disclosure, not confessionals for safety. It honors limits as the shape of real closeness. It tolerates conflict without threatening the bond. It celebrates difference because truth needs oxygen. Practice moving from dependence to intimacy on purpose. Soothe your body before you speak your mind. Use clean I statements. Ask, don't demand. Receive, don't extract. Schedule space. Weekly solo time that isn't negotiated away. Litmus test. Can I disappoint you and remain loving and myself? Conscious bonds. The de-projection pact. Conscious bonds are not fusion. They are agreements between two whole selves. The core pledge, I will not make you carry what I refuse to face. We meet as subjects, not saviors. Witnesses, not wardens. Love offers presence and truth, never permission to disappear. Repair is priority over control, curiosity over certainty. The de-projection process is simple, hard, and repeatable. Notice the charge. Pause before the story hardens. Name the trait you're reacting to and claim its slice in you. Regulate your body, then ask, not demand, for what is needed. Reality check with facts and requests, not mind reading and tests. Structure helps. Boundaries stated, written, and revisited. Keep solitude and creative time as non-negotiable quotas. Use a weekly renegotiation ritual. What worked, what hurt, what changes. Replace criticism with ownership. I feel, I need, I will. Treat conflicts as data for growth, not verdicts on love. Litmus tests for a conscious bond are simple and brave. Can we disappoint each other without threats to the bond? Can we tell the inconvenient truth and still feel welcome? Can the terms change as we grow without secret resentment? If yes, love is a choice between equals, not anesthesia for fear. Creation needs a container. Great work doesn't appear on command. It condenses inside a container. Silence is that container. Walls around attention, doors on your depth. Without it, thought frays into errands and your why thins to noise. Availability masquerades as generosity while stealing your mastery. Creation isn't shy, it's suffocated by constant reachability. Negotiation has a cognitive tax that art cannot afford. Each check-in severs the thread, and the thread is everything. 5-minute interruptions cost 50 minutes of re-entry. Explaining yourself edits the idea before it learns to breathe. Your genius isn't fragile, it's just not built for split custody. Build the container like training, not like a vibe. Name the hour, close the door, disable the summons. Single task until the mind warms and images cohere. Use a starting ritual. Tea, breath, one sentence on paper. Exit cleanly. Log the next step to re-enter faster tomorrow. This is not monk cosplay, it's respect for your life's work. You're not avoiding people, you're midwifing what you'll bring back. A partner can love you by defending the hour with you. Measure success by depth reached, not minutes sat. Choose silence first, then share what only silence could give. Your why and responsibility, Nietzsche observed. He who has a why can bear almost any how. Not a mood, but an organizing question that orients a life. Frankl popularized it. Keep the credit clear and the point sharp. Your why is discovered, not granted by applause or a partner. It emerges in solitude when you stop outsourcing your direction. From the outside, self-choice can look like selfishness. But responsibility means you stop delegating your becoming. You consult conscience before consensus, truth before approval. You carry consequences without making others the custodian. This is adulthood in Jungian terms, individuation with backbone. Practically write one sentence that names your current why. Audit calendar and relationships against that sentence weekly. Say no where the why would be diluted, not nourished. Redesign obligations, fewer, deeper, aligned with the through line. Let love fit around vocation, not vocation shrink for love. Anticipate pushback, meet it with clarity, not contempt. Offer explanation once, then move in the direction you named. A true partner will guard your why with you, not compete with it. If you must constantly seek permission, you don't have a pact. Choose responsibility. Then your hows stop breaking you. Training for wholeness. Wholeness isn't a mood. It's a training plan you can execute. Think athlete. Small, repeatable drills that compound over time. Design constraints that protect depth, not rigid heroics. Consistency beats intensity. Rituals beat willpower. Put it on the calendar or it won't exist. Daily protocol, 20-40 minutes total. Non-negotiable. Solitude quota. Sit in silence. Breathe. Notice. Name. Shadow journal. What did I project today? What did I avoid? Active imagination. 10 min. Dialogue with an inner figure. Close with one concrete act aligned to yourself. Weekly cadence to reinforce and recalibrate. One long deep work block with phone off and door closed. A deprojection review. Own traits you hung on others. Boundary rehearsal. One clean no, one precise yes. Digital Sabbath, half day, to reset attention. Measure results by integration, not applause or output. Clearer choices after solitude. Fewer compulsions to perform. Conflicts handled without self-abandonment or control. Capacity to disappoint kindly and remain loving and whole. Then, if love arrives, it meets someone no longer asking to be completed. Choose yourself. Choosing yourself is not a rejection of love. It is the ground it needs. Individuation refuses fusion, not tenderness. Truth before performance. When worth no longer depends on belonging, intimacy can finally breathe. Solitude becomes a home, not a sentence. Silence, a teacher. From that center, you can love without disappearing and leave without breaking. Take one season to train. Daily solitude, shadow pages, active imagination. Protect a weekly deep work block and a digital Sabbath to reset attention. Name your why in one sentence and audit your calendar against it. State boundaries cleanly. Renegotiate instead of silently conforming. Deproject aloud. What I reacted to in you, I will reclaim in me. Ask yourself now, are you seeking love or avoiding yourself? If you felt the sting, that's the invitation. Courage before comfort. Not monkhood, but mastery. Not isolation, but inner citizenship. Measure progress by clarity and kindness, not applause. Wholeness is quiet at first, then unmistakable. If this helped, subscribe to School of Philosophe and ring the bell. Comment with the line that hit you and the practice you'll try this week. Share this with someone who confuses performance with love. Choose yourself today. Bring your whole self when love arrives.